It is not your circumstances, it is you. This might be very hard to hear for some of you, but we didn't achieve our goals so far because of our own unhealthy habits, bad mindset, negative thinking patterns, overthinking, stressing, and procrastination. So, change is literally the only thing you have to focus on this year if you want to drastically change your life and achieve your goals. As I always say, if your habits, current mindset and thinking patterns, if they were working out for you, you would have already been living in your dream life. Hi friends, welcome to the Upgrade podcast. My name is Seda and we are finally achieving our goals this year. We are manifesting our dream life, but we're also taking action to work on our goals step by step. I'm posting an episode every Sunday. Make sure to hit that notification bell, follow, and do all the stuff to stick around because this is your podcast to finally upgrade. I'm gonna give you the hard truth and I'm gonna give you things that you can do to change your life step by step because I've changed my life drastically since September 2024 and I'm sharing everything that I learned. In this episode, we are talking about mindset shifts that you can literally start doing today. They are so easy and they will drastically shift your mindset by tonight or by tomorrow, whenever you're listening to this. I'm really aiming to change your perspective on motivation, inspiration, manifestation, healing, and taking action. So as I look back on my journey on YouTube and also my other podcast, A Screenwriter's Secret Diary podcast, I created it in 2024 and it's still going on, by the way. And even looking back on my screenwriting career in Hollywood for 6 years, I see so much growth, but also so many lessons I learned. There are 4 big lessons that I really want to share because this is very important to start changing your life. So number 1 is going to be change isn't just inevitable. Sometimes it's the only way forward. Number 2 is no one is coming to save you. You gotta save yourself. This is a very hard truth that I finally learned in 2024. Number 3 is move in silence. Stop telling people what you're doing. Just do it. No one has to know. And number 4 is going to be your biggest supporter. Don't wait around for other people to validate you or your actions. Validate yourself. And also let me validate you through this podcast, okay? Your goals are valid. What you're dreaming is valid. You're dreaming that because you were meant to have that. It's not just out of nowhere, you know? Keep that in mind. And honestly, the first step to embrace change has to be writing down the lessons you learned last year or in the past 6 years, like I said, because I'm a screenwriter in Hollywood for 6 years. And that was a lot for me because I had to move so far away from my country to follow my dream. So whatever is relevant for you, just write down those hard lessons that you learned. When you write it down, you actually see it in front of you and you're able to reflect on those lessons. For me, after writing these lessons, I literally wanted to take action to change my life because again, no one is coming to save you. You gotta save yourself. No one is coming to make your dreams magically come true. You literally have to do it yourself. And there is no magical tip or trick that anyone can give you that'll magically put money into your account or magically make you lose weight or magically put you into your dream body, whatever your goal is. But there are some magical things that you can do to make taking action way easier and make your goals more achievable. And I'm going to share exactly what helped me, especially things that helped me manifest my artist visa in the US, my glow up, which I'm still manifesting, but you know, my skin is getting clearer every day. I'm waking up at 5 a.m. hitting the gym, which is something I thought I'd never be able to do. And I'm not like pushing myself crazily. Some days I do. Some days I'm like on my period and I'm pushing myself. But some days I'm just like, I really want to hit the gym. So I'm gonna tell you guys exactly what worked, because I also manifested business class tickets. Like I literally manifested a cheap or cheaper business class tickets 3 times with these methods. It's crazy. So one of the things that helped me is waking up to the hard truths. Like, the biggest blockages are not external. They are actually internal. So what's blocking your path forward is actually you. And the first step to success is literally noticing that. For example, do you complain a lot? Do you feel like a victim? Do you feel like everyone is out to get you? Or maybe you feel like life just sucks and it is what it is. And maybe it's just your circumstances, you're unlucky, whatever story you're telling yourself. You need to wake yourself up to the fact that these thoughts are actually holding you back from achieving your dream life. They literally limit your true potential and they completely block you from taking the action necessary for you to achieve your goals. And sometimes these limiting beliefs can actually manifest as trying to change other people around us and judging others all the time. These come from very deep emotional wounds, and if you have the potential to turn that mirror onto yourself and stop being obsessed with other people and judging other people and checking what other people are doing, that's when you start this journey of upgrading your life. I know these are hard to hear, but stick with me, okay? These are very important. So, for example, let's look at some examples. I need you to really focus right now and stop judging yourself if you're doing any of these. It's okay. We are here to learn. We're here to grow. Grown. So, are you in a toxic relationship, for example? Are you blaming your partner? Why are you blaming your partner? He or she is not going to change, right? They're not aware of it, but you're aware of it. So maybe you need to gather some courage and leave the relationship because that relationship does not align with you anymore. So why do you complain instead of leaving? Another example, are you complaining about your weight or calling other people fat or ugly? Then honestly, maybe you should look at yourself because you are actually reflecting your belief about yourself onto others. I literally see this in a lot of people, but there is someone very close to me who does this. Every time I'm on the phone with them or every time we sit to eat, she's like, "You're fat. You're getting fat again. Why can't you lose weight?" And it's like, girl, I'm working on it. What the heck? Like, it's someone I cannot block out of my life, unfortunately. It's not just a friend. I won't tell you who it is. It's really hard to deal with this, but then I came to realize she has a very big belly and she always complains about how she has to lose weight. But then she loses weight, she gains, she loses, she gains. And I realized she's actually reflecting her own feelings onto others, especially onto me. And she just feels fat and it's not about me. So you also have to realize, like, are you looking at others and like trying to find things that are ugly about them or calling other people fat? Then you really need to look at yourself and ask yourself, like, do I feel this way about myself? Because trust me, somewhere deep down, you're gonna. If your answer is no to that, you might be a narcissist. I'm sorry, but like, if you're not capable of looking at yourself and being like, why am I doing this? Let's really dive deep into why I am reflecting this bad thing onto others. Is it something deep inside me, deep rooted inside me? So definitely take a look at yourself in the mirror. Yeah, I need you to focus and find that truth about yourself and literally shine a light on that instead of looking around and judging other people. And also like trying to change others, which I have done a lot in my relationship. We've been together for 6 years, and so far all I've done is try to change him for no reason. He's perfect. He's amazing. And I realized I'm trying to change things in him that I want to change in myself. So then I literally started doing it. And you know what? This has a ripple effect because the person next to you actually sees the shift and they start shifting with you if they're the right person. So when you catch yourself complaining to yourself or judging others, stop and reflect on what you can do to change that. I mean it when I say change is the only path forward. And if you don't start now, you're gonna literally find yourself at the same spot that you left yourself in January 2025, in December 2025, and you're gonna wonder why life is unfair and why you're not enough, why you're not worthy, and all that blah blah blah. So trust me, hit that subscribe, hit that follow, turn on the notification bell, because I'm literally gonna make you change your life. Trust me, we are in this together. We are gonna upgrade our lives. You're gonna see the difference already in a month if you listen to this podcast every Sunday. So I know that change can be very scary. You might even feel triggered when you're listening to this podcast and when you're noticing some things about yourself that you don't want to notice, because it's like, oh, it's so uncomfortable. But just stop judging yourself like you judge others. Stop that judgment. My therapist literally does this 5-minute meditation at the beginning of our session, and she says this mantra of leaving ego and judgment out the door, and we're just here to heal ourselves. And that's what I need you to do. I need you to leave that judgment outside when you're looking at yourself. Looking at yourself and realizing the hard truths about yourself is really going to help you. Like, stop judging the shadow self that we have, which we're going to dive deep into this in this podcast. But you have this shadow self, and you shouldn't be judging that so hard. You need to instead embrace it and learn to work with it, but also like unleash that shadow self when it's necessary, not onto yourself. We're going to talk about this more, but stop making excuses about everything that goes wrong in your life, or why you're not achieving your goals, or why you can't lose weight, why you can't make that money. Talking about this, I literally am realizing that I have this one friend who constantly complains about the economy and how things are so bad and things are so hard, and he's barely scraping by. He literally pays his rent on the first of the month, and then he's back to having zero. It's like he's barely making it. And can you guys tell me why, after watching this far in the episode? Why? Because he literally brainwashed himself to be in that scarcity mindset. He brainwashed himself to have a bank account like that. It literally is true. If you keep thinking that things are hard for you, they'll be hard for you. There's no way things are going to be suddenly easy if you keep thinking things are hard. So even though change is very scary and you might feel uncomfortable, you might feel triggered, I invite you to embrace the discomfort of change this year, because that's going to take you to a place that you've never thought was possible in your life. One of the biggest tricks that I'm gonna give you in this episode to start changing your life and shifting your mindset is something that really helped me. So when I catch myself making a negative statement in my mind, for example, oh, that's impossible to achieve that goal, like stop thinking about it, it's not for you, I immediately notice it. And I'm like, no, that's actually very possible for me. I am already rich. I am already making that money. I like literally talk back with that voice, and I'm like, no, it's very possible. My boyfriend also started doing this. He's like, no, we are already fit. We are already achieving our goals, and it really helps. I also love listening to affirmations online, especially if I notice that I have, let's say, like this scarcity mindset like my friend. I automatically listen to wealth affirmations more that week. Sometimes I feel ugly, so then I will listen to beauty affirmations, and it really helps shift your mindset, and that literally just reflects through your physical body and through your actions. For example, let's say weight loss, and you had the thought of that being very impossible for you. You're like snacking through everything. You have these bad habits maybe, or you're making up excuses like, oh, I just can't exercise, it's too hard for me, or my genes are this way because everyone in my family is overweight, which is something I say to myself, or my job requires me to sit down all day, I don't have time, I love eating, I just cannot, or like, I love being, I don't know, overweight. I don't know what you tell you to yourself. And by the way, I don't care if you're overweight. We're talking about if your goal is to lose weight and be healthy. No judgment over here. But if you're telling these things to yourself, notice that. Quickly change that. Even if you don't believe it, consciously say the opposite of what you just said. Oh, weight loss is impossible for me. No, what are you saying? Weight loss is literally has happened to me. It happened. I already lost the weight. I'm already this much kilogram or pounds. I am already healthy. I am already fit. I already have my dream body. And then go online on YouTube or Spotify, type weight loss affirmations and listen to it. It'll change your entire life. It's all about brainwashing yourself because you came to this point of not being able to achieve your goals or being stuck in the past literally by brainwashing yourself negatively. So why don't you try brainwashing yourself positively and see if that makes a difference? But continue doing it for weeks, for months. Another thing I want to mention here is inaction. Some people sit around all day and think that believing in something will make it happen. But let's get real. If you want to grow on TikTok, let's say, you need to post consistently. If you want to lose weight, you have to exercise and eat healthy. These are things that you just have to do. You can't be like, I want to grow my Instagram and you didn't post anything. How is that going to grow? Why would they follow you? Be realistic over here. Manifestation is not just some magic that works without action. I am deeply spiritual, by the way, and I really believe in manifesting. But manifestation isn't just magic. It's also about aligning your mindset and actions with your desires. I really think that manifesting and affirmations actually brainwashes you into believing that it is possible for you, and then you start seeing the opportunities to make that dream come true. You also start working harder because now you feel like it is really possible for you. You don't have these negative thoughts that are holding you back from taking the action needed to achieve your goals. This actually really happened to me. For example, I listened to weight loss affirmations for just 2 days, and then suddenly I tried to hit my goal of walking 10,000 steps, and I started walking my dog longer to be able to hit that. And then from there, I kind of started exercising a little bit. And then from there, my boyfriend was hitting the gym every single day. So I started waking up early with him, and I started hitting the gym at 5 a.m. just out of nowhere. Literally, I didn't even plan this. I just listened to those affirmations, and then I was like, oh, this healthy lifestyle is actually possible for me. So it really works wonders to brainwash yourself. I'm sure nobody ever talked about manifestation or affirmations in this way, but it is that. It's brainwashing yourself, making it seem as if it is really gonna happen for you and it is possible for you. You have to believe that it is possible for you to actually take action to make those things happen. So with affirmations and manifestation meditation, you're slowly changing your self-talk and rewiring your brain. For example, in 2021, I had to get an artist visa, and I really thought that I wasn't worthy of it, even though I made a lot of films and got into many film festivals. Lawyers said no to my case, saying I can't get it. So then I was just down. I was like, oh, I can't get it. This is it. So I can't continue my work in LA. But then something shifted in me. I started doing this manifestation meditation on YouTube. It's just 10-minute meditation. And every single day I saw O1 visa on my passport, literally having it, getting accepted. And suddenly I found a lawyer. Suddenly everything worked out for me and I got the visa. I even renewed the visa. We are now on my second artist visa. And this wouldn't have happened if I didn't brainwash myself into believing that it was possible. Because if I didn't brainwash myself into believing that it was possible, I wouldn't have taken the action to find a lawyer who would accept me, and then search for people to like help me with recommendation letters and all the process of applying for the artist visa. This brainwashing and manifestation meditation and affirmations also helps me get cheap business ticket on flights. For example, the recent one was 2024 September. I literally believed that I would get the cheapest business upgrade last minute, right before check-in. And I entered the line. I was like waiting in line, and then the economy was like crazy. Business was all empty, but there was some guard waiting in front of the business and checking the tickets. So I approached the guy and I was like, hey, so I'm gonna get a business ticket right on the counter, and I want to do it fast. Like, can I get in? Because I'm definitely gonna upgrade. And he was like, I don't think there are any business tickets left. And I was like, no, there is. I just checked. I didn't. But I was like, there is. I just checked actually. And then he let me in, and there was just one business class left. And I purchased it, and I was just shocked that it actually happened. But in my mind, while I was doing the manifestation meditations and affirmations, I was also shocked, and I felt this overwhelming joy of getting the business ticket. And that actually made it possible that it was gonna happen. So I guess there's something magical, and there's also something about rewiring your brain into believing that things, whatever you want, is possible for you. Here are your next steps and takeaways from this episode, because you literally have a homework to do. It is not optional if you want to upgrade. So you have to write these down and consciously work on them by next Sunday, because next Sunday we have other things to work on. Okay. Number 1 is going to be notice the limiting beliefs. Notice if you're judging other people or complaining or making excuses about why you're not doing the things that you want to do. I remember this one screenwriter who broke in from like some East Coast state, and she's a full-time mom and a full-time mom and a full-time some job worker, and she was literally writing from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. before starting like to get her kids ready. And that's crazy. And then she broke in after 2 years of doing that. It's all about persistence. Anyways, so stop making excuses, but also I need you to listen to yourself when you're making excuses and when you're judging others or complaining. You can even do that by closing your eyes and breathing through those thoughts that you're having. Don't try to change them at first. Honestly, just note them down, like in your journal. Okay, if you don't have a journal, get a journal for this podcast. I really need you to get that journal. Even if you're like, oh, I was never able to journal, get it for this podcast. Trust me, you're gonna thank me later. So write those thoughts down and really be aware of yourself. Okay, be aware. Stop living on some like plane that is so far away from your mind. Come back to yourself, ground yourself, and notice those limiting beliefs, those thoughts. Notice when you're walking down the street and then you look around and you judge someone. Write them down, whatever comes up. Number 2 is going to be, once you notice yourself doing that thing that you wrote down, stop yourself and notice. Make a note of what triggered you. Where were you? What did you see? What was happening? Did you see someone? Did you think of something? Basically, notice those things. What triggers you and where those thoughts just came from. And then number 3 is going to be listen to affirmations. So whatever you're working towards and whatever you notice, so like let's say limiting beliefs around making money, then I need you to listen to affirmations for wealth and success. Weight loss affirmations. If you think you're ugly, beauty affirmations, because no one is ugly. Trust me on that. Like, you're not ugly. And another one, if you're thinking as if you're not worthy, then listen to You Are Worthy affirmations. Literally, whatever you type on YouTube and on Spotify, you will find the affirmations for. So do these 3 things and let me know how it goes. And if you made it this far, by the way, I want you to comment one word down below, one word that describes your goal. Let's say glow up, success, money, weight loss, health, whatever it is. Let me know. I want to know because I want to cater these episodes towards my listeners and people who are actually like listening and trying to upgrade their lives. Feel free to check out my Instagram and TikTok as well if you want motivational content throughout the week. If you can't wait for Sunday, I'll be over there on Instagram and TikTok. And trust me, we are gonna achieve all our dreams together this year. Just stay present, breathe through it, because I know it's not an easy experience, but slowly we're gonna shed the old. Slowly we're gonna kind of go back to the old and then struggle a little bit, but then we're really gonna step into the new us. Please be kind to yourself. Imagine me virtually holding your hand over here. I really am walking you through this. You got this. We got this. We are gonna live in our dream lives. So thank you guys so much for listening to this, and I'll see you next Sunday.